Matt. Ryan, your journey is kind of similar but much different as well, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey to from Olivet to getting you back to Flint.
Thank you. Yeah, so like I said, I was a communications major and studied abroad my senior year in Costa Rica, and left that feeling like I needed to work with immigrants for a variety of reasons. And so I got involved teaching in Houston at a pretty tough school. And actually from there, a lot of my students were war refugees and immigrants, and so I was dealing with a lot of trauma that I didn't understand. And so after a while, I felt like I was messing with people's lives that I didn't really know what I was doing. So my wife and I sought training in Virginia with the Mennonites. They do that pretty well. And thinking we'd go from there into something, some far corner of the earth. But the message we got from there was, there was, I don't know how many countries represented at that school, but the Kenyan folks were going back to Kenya to work. The folks from Myanmar were going back to Myanmar. And it was really only the Americans that were going to someone else's country to work. And so the charge we left with was, your country is broken too, and probably in some cases more than ours. How about you go back and work on your country instead of coming to ours? That's not a generalization, but that's where we were at. So my wife, I'm from Michigan, but my wife is from Flint. And when it came to, well, where could we live kind of seemingly forever without having to move for family or whatever reason, she said, well, I'm from Flint. I said, well, how's Flint? She's like, well, it has been rated the most violent city in the United States. So, okay, I guess that qualifies for something, there'd be work to do there, I guess. So that's kind of what took us there. But that's, I guess, besides the point. If I may, I wanted to give you guys a message from the people of Flint, in a sense, the inner city, as you would call it. It's quick. But I guess that's kind of really what I was hoping to represent today. And I guess there's two quick parts. And so the first would be the faculty. I want to challenge you guys to take your responsibility to these students a little more seriously. There's one thing I've had to learn after Olivet the hard way, and it's something that Olivet didn't really prepare me for. And you've got thousands or hundreds of passionate students coming through your doors, and they're wanting to know what Jesus desires of them to do and to do with their lives. And you owe it to them to equip them with a worldview that is that's complete. And Olivet kind of missed this in the sense that race and racism still exist, and there's still something that we're participating in as white Christians. And it's a lot harder to pinpoint now than it was, but it still remains an unhealed part of our anatomy and our heritage. And if you don't agree, I guess it's for the faculty, or don't agree or don't see it, just start digging, to read, ask, listen, because it's really where you put yourself and who you associate with. And that was one of the lessons that we learned. It's where you put yourself and who you associate with. But to leave this out of the Christian worldview, that heritage, maybe has been a sin of omission, like we just didn't know in the past. But I guess with something like this today, it's now a sin of commission. So to know it's there and to choose to not look into it, do that. But I guess for you all, the students, I missed it, like I really did. I was charging for a career in corporate video, had my blinders on, and I want to challenge you guys to not make my mistake. Read, watch, ask, but really, listen. Really listen. And that's something I didn't get. The real world, and I'm going to generalize here, the real world is a world where black folks are still suffering daily, and in visible ways, but in invisible ways. And so please, for them, start digging as white Christians. You owe that to them. I'm almost done. So I guess it's where you put yourself and who you associate with. So what's my life been like after Olivet? I say it's kind of like The Matrix, that old movie, right? Now it's old. There's that moment where it's cliche, where the main character has to choose between a red pill and a blue pill, and one is reality and one is the illusion. And we've all seen that. But God's going to give you moments like these, and maybe it's a tough convo, maybe it's a mission trip, maybe it's Forge, maybe it's something that's online. Choose the red pill. But here's the thing that I didn't know. God's got a bottle of red pills for you all. It's not a pill. It's a bottle of red pills. And he's hoping he can get them to you, and especially us as white Christians. And so it's not just the mission trip or like a challenging book, but it's a posture, and it's leaning in and investigating that. So if you don't take the first pill, or if you stop after that first pill, he can't give you more. And so I guess I'm saying just keep leaning in. So as I close with this, I'll take a step back too after this. So because of that, specifically for today, I put up a blog that you guys could check out that has a lot of more on this. I figured getting up and saying that racism exists and we're all a part of it and all that would be about as uncomfortable for you as watching me get up and dance around in my boxers. So there's obviously a lot more to this that we can't get to. But friends and mentors of mine have given me tools that they want to share with you, share with us. It's information that will give you the red pill moments. They're black voices speaking for themselves. And so the blog, please check it out, is just weneedtoheal.wordpress.com. It's weneedtoheal.wordpress.com. And it's black voices speaking for themselves historically. Like they're very, very famous people, but you got to see that. And I also put it on my Facebook profile if you just go there and look at it. If nothing else, just check it out and read and start digging, because it's really about understanding history and taking responsibility for our heritage, listening, changing our posture. So this brokenness that I'm talking about was white-led in a sense years and years ago, and so to an extent that the healing can't be. It's about us getting in the back seat and listening and understanding and digging. And I guess I want to tell you guys I love you because I am you, but I do encourage you to walk this good yet really challenging path. And so thank you.
Right. When we were talking last night, this came up last night, and I assured all of them that this is a safe place to have these conversations, and we need to have these conversations. We need to talk honestly about the things that we still struggle with. So I appreciate the courage and authenticity that you shared as well. I want you guys to talk about kind of connecting with that. What's something that you've learned about yourself as